Hello subscribers, but more importantly friends. I'm Keet. You know, from the Keet and Bait channel. This is a very special video, a 10-year anniversary. Guys, 10 years. Some of you have been here from the very beginning. 10 years is a very long time. Just a quick look at my gaming setup here. This will be a chance for everybody to share the things that they have gathered throughout the years. That's right, a collection video. In the comments, please tell me the things that you have. I will share what I have, and Bait will also give you the goods. Everybody's collection is different, but usually it's for the same reason. It's about preserving a part of your life. And my journey starts here with the second release of the Nintendo Entertainment System. That's right, after the two ROB sets, the first demo market set and then the deluxe set, the control deck came out, which included the smashing success, the Super Mario Brothers. Just a quick note about my collection, usually things are first print aside from this one, because I wasn't born at the start of the NES, but for the most part they will be first prints, and all the packaging material included. Now the condition is played condition. Very good condition, but you know, usable things, because I like to use and play with these things and feature them on my channel. Next we see the NES Zapper. That's right, exclusively almost for Duck Hunt, or at least in my collection. Maybe some of you have other games. Then we have the NES controllers. They came in a 2-pack, which is somewhat convenient unless you needed one. I also bundled a couple extra posters that I had in there. But these are pretty pricey. Let's get into the games now. Super Mario Brothers, that's right. This is where it began, and there's your ROB poster. There are variations to that ROB poster, so if you're trying to get a first print, be cautious. Also, Circle Seal's first print, also 5-screw is first print, and also make sure the manual also matches and has the Circle Seal. Just a couple tips if you're trying to collect out there. Here we can see Duck Hunt. Now this is about the collection, not necessarily the games. Same rules apply. First edition ROB poster, same seals, and also make sure you get that 5-screw cart, because that will be first print. Lots to talk about here. We can see this is The Legend of Zelda, the very first one. Gold's gotta be gold. Also got the tips and tactics book included there, which is sold separately. It's a strategy guide, but a terrible one. This was also around the birth of the Nintendo Fun Club, which predates Nintendo Power. Then we also have the fold-out map, which is seen on the bottom left. And that little pink slip is very difficult for people to find these days. It's pretty rare, but it's just a little warning about the battery. I'm not sure if it was included in first prints, but I picked it up anyway and threw it in there. Also make sure you have the plastic baggie that has the hole in it, because they wanted you to see the gold cartridge through the square hole in the box. Super Mario Brothers 2, baby! Sorry, had to do it. No more 5 screws, but the Circle Seal still applied. The game card does not even have a seal because first print. Next we have Zelda 2, The Adventure of Link. Here we can see all the same things apply, where you want the baggie to have the circle, because that was exclusive to the Zelda games. Gold cartridge. Now you're playing with power. That was the new upgraded posters they started giving out. Next game we got here is Bubble Bobble. We'll roll through this one quickly. Circle seals still were a thing before they updated to that fancy oval seal we're familiar with. And there's that first edition of Nintendo Power. Buy it on newsstands today. Then we have the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. A big fiasco about why there's 4 Raphaels on the cover, but it's a fun little gaming secret. I won't spoil it here, but if you want to look into it, go ahead. Just another fun thing about collecting. You find some very odd things here and there. Super Mario Brothers 3! That's right, for the first print here, you gotta make sure that the Bros is on the left, on both the box cart and the manual. That signifies that it's a first print. Any print after the first print, the Bros will be on the right by the 3. Why? You tell me, I don't know. Dr. Mario. This was probably in everybody's collection as a kid. Seems like the whole family got into this one, and it was a family thing to everybody play against each other until they got dizzy and threw up. Oh, jeez, those good family activities. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 2! This is probably one of my favorites. You can even hear some of the music background displayed here. Oh, cowabunga, dudes! Looks like we got some Ninja Turtles 3 here! The Manhattan Project, this sells for a healthy bundle. Such a great game, not much to say about it since I'm talking about the collections. Then we have Kirby's Adventure, that's right. You can see the oval seals have taken over. The Circle Seal first print thing is done, it's history of the past. Kirby's are always a sought-after game, so they're gonna be a bit pricey. Jurassic Park, this was a game that I had as a kid because it is my favorite movie of all time. Probably, I'm not giving this much thought here, but I'll just say it is for the sake of time constraint. But, great game, I enjoyed it, the music is a blast. And there's the NES family, everybody's here. Everybody's having a good old time with the good old-fashioned Nintendo Entertainment System. At this point, I'll kick it over to Bait, and he will discuss some fancies from his childhood.
While Keet's portion of this video sort of has us on the subject of video games, we could actually, I'm going to go ahead and go over what's on the floor here right beside me. It was these two issues, actually. You can see they're pretty beat up. This is what I started with. There's actually one day in the store, it was in the late 90s, I was really little at the time, so I was having, they caught my eye though, so after a while, I continuously was, asking my mom to buy these for me each time we would go to the store. So, actually, a little bit down the road here, these were just all ones that I happened to get at the store. There you see Bomber Man. We won't make this video, overly goofy or anything, so we'll be technical. So yeah, I was getting quite a few from what I saw in store, and then it was around this time on the Mario Party issue. That was February 1999. That's when my mom came up with a great idea to get me a subscription to Nintendo Power. So then I started getting these in the mail. Of course, I have so many because my subscription ran from 99 all the way up to 2006. So I was getting quite a few of these. Of course, I can't, for that many years, I can't lay all of these across the floor, but I'm at least going to show the ones that I really like. And I'll even flip through some of these. What we have over here, though, this was just back issues, actually, that I ordered online. I just wanted to get the ones for games, my favorite games happen of all time, are Mario Bros. 3 and Mario World. That's why I ordered those. The Super Mario Kart issue was really cool, and then there's a couple of random issues here that had cool games in it. Just gonna go over some of my more favorite issues real quick. The Turok issue I liked because it actually still had Mario Kart 64 in it. Funny enough, for an issue that was in the Nintendo 64 games, this issue actually went all the way back and managed to feature some Super Mario RPG. This is a Mario Party issue. This is another favorite of mine. It was from February 1999, and the first one of my subscription had great games in it. It had, Mario Party itself, of course. It had WCW Nitro, because I always did enjoy the wrestling games. And it was a good issue for Keet, too, because Zelda Ocarina of Time managed to make it, even though that game was actually already like 4 months old at the time of this issue. Surprised they put it in there still. And not to mention, there was even a part on here devoted to Pokemon. The Super Mario World issue was definitely a good one. Reason being, because it has Super Mario World in it. Which was probably... This is maybe my favorite Mario game. That and Super Mario Bros. 3 are more or less tied as my favorite Mario games. So, definitely nice to have this. Nice little caricatures too, the Koopa Kid fights. Which I enjoyed very much in that game. So, Yoshi's Island. This was October 1995. As you can see, this is quite a nice looking issue. Yoshi's Island, yet another one of my favorite games. So, as you can imagine, this issue was like a must-have. Even Super Mario RPG snuck in here. I'll just do one more here. Super Mario 64. A groundbreaking game. And they do a great little segment on this game. It's not all in store though for this awesome issue. It was also Kirby Superstar. Another fantastic game I'm glad they put in here. These guys here show a preview of what's to come on my portion of the collection video.
Hey everybody, it's Keet again, and we're back with the second generation of Nintendo home consoles, the Super Nintendo Entertainment System. This set is complete and lacks the deluxe set at the top left of the box, signifying that it is a first print. I like to preserve the packaging material on all of my sets because it makes me feel like I'm opening it for the first time every time I unbox it. I don't know, it's just the quirk that I have as a collector, I guess. Next on display is the Super Nintendo controller. That's right, the thing you use to get the job done with. This one is actually a later print, as first prints are very rare considering how you never needed to buy one since they came with two controllers. Here next we can see the Super Nintendo cleaning kit. This is actually a sealed copy. I do not plan on opening it. This came bundled with the console, but I'm pulling it separate because of the Mario Mania strategy guide that was sold separately. Probably one of my favorite guides. The illustrations are just amazing on the inside. The Super Scope 6! Why is it the 6th? Who knows? It's first print because, well, this one's a little odd, but you can just tell that it's first print because of the manual revision numbers, or lack thereof. Same with the box as well. If you check the flaps, you shouldn't see a revision number unless it's a later print. But yeah, it's just like you would have seen it if you took it apart on Christmas. It did come bundled with a game, but I do plan on getting Yoshi's Safari. The Legend of Zelda, A Link to the Past. That's right. We're looking at a piece that's about $150 in this pristine condition. Also got the strategy guide here. Mario Paint, the instruction tool that inspired Super Mario Maker. This piece right here is the first print with all the original packaging. Such a unique thing to see, really, because Super Nintendo had a mouse accessory. That is just Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles number 4, Turtles in Time. This game is such an amazing game that it demands a price of about, again, $150, maybe more, since the market just keeps going up and shows no signs of stopping. Super Mario Kart. Who remembers this game? Anybody? Does anyone know about the Mario Kart franchise? Well, anyway, here's the first one. Nothing a whole lot special going on. Just watch that there are revisions of the first print black box. Just make sure yours has no revision numbers and you'll be good. Clay Fighter, the original and a tournament fighter game that's not quite a tournament fighter game, but is a tournament fighter game. Displayed here as well are the tattoos that were given away at a convention. Pretty sure I'm one of the very few that owns that. Donkey Kong Country! Did that just put an ad on the video just saying that? Okay, I hope not. Strategy guide located at the bottom, a bundle of bananas in the middle there, and you got Donkey himself just giving you the expansion face. The Lion King, such a difficult game that I feel is broken but so beautiful in its attempts to recreate the movie. You gotta give it all the credit you want. It's a game, it's a video game. Looney Tunes B-Ball. This game supports the 4-player adapter. You're gonna be very hard-pressed to find any of these cheap. Super Nintendo is a very successful collector's console. Doom for the Super Nintendo. That's right, a port of the original. Is so weird because you can actually use Mario Paint's mouse for this game. Let that sink in for a minute. Yoshi's Island, complete with the strategy guide. That's right. I'm so happy to see this game I could just wave at myself. If that made any sense at all, you would agree. WrestleMania, the arcade game. I would commonly hang that Bret the Hitman Hart poster in my room and then realized, wait a sec, I have a collection going on. I should get a new one that's not completely destroyed. Primal Rage, forget about amiibos. Look at the figurines back there, about 6 inches tall. These things are massive and they were like $3 or $4. What happened to inflation that this was actually a thing? Super Mario RPG, The Legend of the 7 Stars. This game is going to cost you if you want it as part of your collection. Now, it's not the most expensive Super Nintendo game, but to have the complete copy with the strategy guide included will definitely bring in the big bucks. Miss Pac-Man. This was given to me as a gift during Christmas time, but it's a nice 2-player game. I also bundled together the Williams press conference sheet thingy from a conference, Madooter. Kirby Superstar. This game doesn't have a whole lot of fanciness going on, and there's no later prints than the last one that came out, but at least they'll give me a chance to talk about the game pack baggies. I keep them on because it makes everything feel Christmassy. That's it for my Super Nintendo run. In the next part, you know what console's next. Oh yeah, we're going over it. We're going back in time.